Hey guys, my name is Exeter, and I'm here for another commentary. Now, the reason I'm here is just because I want to do a little commentary about FIFA 15, like an overall review of the game. Now, when I say review, this isn't going to be like an actual review where I go over everything in specific detail, but I'm going to go over the things that I've noticed while playing the game, because it's been out for a little bit less than a month now. I'm going to say like a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So, I have had enough time playing the game, at least what I think I've had enough time playing the game to see what's bad, what's good, and really just be able to go over some things that I've noticed while playing the game, because it is one of my favorite games on the market currently, and will always be, because I'm a huge soccer fan and I'm a huge FIFA fan. So now that that's out of the way and the little introduction is over with, let's get into the actual commentary. Now in the background you can see there's gameplay going on, and that is a game that will end up being pretty ridiculous in the score, so you want to keep on watching. And right there I kind of showed off the new celebration, one of the new celebrations where you bite your arm or your wrist, which is kind of weird. But yeah, so first thing I want to talk about is goalkeeping. Now they really did change the goalkeeping. And I know right there it might seem like it's the same generic goalkeeping, but what they really did was they made the keepers smarter. And when I say smarter, I don't mean they just like gave them increased AI so, you know, they have quicker reaction time. They move and adapt to their situation. So if the ball is rolling in front of them in a 50-50 situation, where the striker is running for the ball and then the keeper is also running out for the ball, but the striker gets there first, he picks he picks based on where he's standing, where the goal is, and where the attacker is, which way to dive. Now that means if you're able to anticipate that he's diving to the right, you might want to shoot to the left. Same thing when you're going in from a sideline, because now you can actually score near post on the sideline by popping it up a little bit. Because what you can do is you can anticipate that the keeper is going to go inside, or you could fake out the keeper now too. So these are two things I think are really cool in the game, and it makes it much harder, well, much easier to score. But it also makes it much harder that they increase the AI, because from distance, shots won't go in as often unless the keeper's out. And from inside the box, the keeper will also make more intelligent defensive maneuvers, so they'll save a lot more types of passes, I guess. Because if you watch some in this gameplay, he's actually going to go where he thinks the ball is going to go, and most of the time he's right, like 90% of the time. Not 90, let's say like 50% or 60 or 70% of the time. I know that's like a big range, but that's just due to, like, you know, different games have different situations. But approximate amount of the time, like around 60%, he's going to get that position of the ball, or like where the ball is going to go, correct, which is pretty cool. And right there I'm bummed because I just saved a penalty and then he just got it in, which sucks. Nah. But anyway, so next thing. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the increased not really AI but environment mechanics. Now this is like a smaller detail in the game, but what these are is they allow you, well, they don't allow you, but they allowed the game to transition the field over time. When I say transition, I mean from a nice just cut, like everything is fine, all the holes are covered and clean, and there's grass nice and everywhere, into a little bit more rough and tumble field. And when I say rough and tumble, I mean that there's a lot more patches of like missing dirt and stuff like that. And the reason that it's like that is because when you run around, you pull up some dirt every once in a while. When you make like a really bad slide tackle or just a hard slide tackle, you usually pull up a lot of dirt. You make a scuff mark in the grass. So what they did is they actually integrated this into the game, where you can actually see by the end of the match like all the little slides and everything that's happened. Now I really should have scored that penalty, but I wasn't really ready for it. I like, my fingers slipped off the controller. That's what I mean when I wasn't ready for it. So I only like brought it to the right a little bit. Now, what else should I talk about? Well, they changed also the ball mechanics in the game. When I say ball mechanics, there's two things that they changed when it comes to ball mechanics. The way that the defender controls the ball now after a slide tackle, and the way the ball is actually like moving on the field. Now, the defenders, they make a thing called possession tackles now. A possession tackle is when the defender comes in for the tackle, but instead of just sliding in and it being like, you know, a 50-50 ball, or just a pass to the other team, Now he actually slides in and is able to control the ball off of the slide, so he's not just randomly kicking it off now like a normal physics engine would. Now they're taking into account that the defender has the capability of trapping the ball even though he's slide tackling someone, which is nice. So now you won't just kick it into like the other team's really clutches. Every time that you go in for a slide tackle, you'll actually have a greater chance of keeping possession of that ball, which is nice. Now another thing that's really cool is how they changed the ball mechanics itself, so the way the ball moves. And the reason why they did this is because they want to be more, well, they want to be close to the real life. So let me give you an example. So let's say that you're taking a shot from the edge of the 18 on the right side. So that means you have to curl it with your left if you want to take a shot. So let's say you're playing Messi, and right there I wanted to zoom in on the facial expressions, which are really weird in this game. If you watch KSI's video, he did like a whole video on the facial expressions, which is kind of funny. So I would suggest you check it out. It was like one of his more recent videos on his main channel. And this is ridiculous. That was just a ridiculous cross to get them in the lead. I don't know if that was like, they've had 3 open opportunities and then they just got that in. So I was pretty unlucky right there. Right over my keeper. That was a great header. That was a great cross, great header. That was very well made and well placed. But anyway, so with the ball movement, what they did is, let's say you're taking a lefty shot from, you know, the edge of the 18 and on the right side, which means that you have to curl it with your left foot. So you get that side spin on it, so you get more curl. Now, because of that side spin, what will end up happening is when it bounces, it'll go a little bit to the left as well. So if it bounces on the grass, while it's like right after the shot, you're going to get curl on it, and it's going to keep on like going and curling more towards the goal. So what they did is they put this into the account in the making of the game. How did he save that? But he took this into account in the making of the game. So what they ended up doing was they gave the ball spin and rotation. So now if the ball seems like it's going out of bounds, like it looks like it's bouncing out, but there's so much spin on the ball, it keeps it in. Like let's say, that was a great header, but let's use this as an example. So a defender slides in for a tackle on a dribbling in offender. Now the ball that, well, the tackle ends up kicking the ball into the attacker, and it's spinning. Now it starts going towards the sideline, but then it's because the spin from when it bounced off the attacker ends up staying inbounds and rolling down the line. So the attacker is able to keep dribbling down the line. Now that's kind of what they did in the game. It's pretty cool. It's so you also see that mechanic there where the ball bounced on the line, and then because the topspin was able to stay inbounds. So it's something like that, and that header was pretty cool, and I'm happy they actually put the goal detection in, which is kind of fun. And then boom, right there. I was thinking about dribbling in, but I didn't want to take the risk in case the keeper came in. The creeper kind of came in and stopped me. So there we go. That's a sweaty goal for you if you wanted one from me. And yeah, so that's all the good things that I really like about the game. Sorry, I just dropped a coin. Those are all the good things I like about the game. Now let's get into the bad things about the game. There's really one in particular which I'm not a fan of, and that's really attacking is so OP. And I don't mean like attacking's OP in the sense that, like, you know, the players are really good, but the mechanics for attacking have changed a lot. Because you are better dribblers now. So players on average are just better dribblers now. So they have better control of the ball, and, you know, yada yada yada, which makes it easier to get around defenders just while sprinting. You don't even have to do moves now. You can just sprint around defenders. That's why off a goal kick, a lot of times you might score, just because you're able to dribble all the way down like one sideline or another, then cut inside down the line like I'm doing right here, and then shoot it near post and score like I just did. So, you know, it's stuff like that. I don't think that should happen. Like, I score one of those goals almost every game where I cross it in or I just shoot it in straight away. So, you know, those opportunities shouldn't happen as often as they do in the game. It's just not right for the way it plays. And if you have a player like Messi on your team, you're just going to dominate just because he has such good ball control. You could do the things he would do in real life, but then there's also, like, you know, the fact that it's a computer behind it. So a pass or shot that probably wouldn't have actually been able to happen ends up happening just because, you know, it's a computer and Messi. So that's another bad thing. So I really wanted to emphasize like just how the mechanics worked in this game and the changes they've made. But you know what? Overall, it's not a bad game. I enjoy playing it. I like the changes they've made. There are going to be a lot of high-scoring games if you play Ultimate Team, so watch out for that. Professional is very hard in this game too. That might just be my personal opinion, but due to the defending changes and the AI's increased capability at attacking, when you play a professional or world class, you're going to have a lot more trouble than you did in past FIFA games as well. So, those are all my tips and pieces of advice. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys like the game. And one more thing I just forgot to mention is that they changed throw-in mechanics where you can actually choose a player on the throw-in, so you can actually make runs for a player that's on the field, which is pretty cool. I just noticed it during the throw-in there. But anyway, thank you for watching. Peace out and goodbye. I'll see you guys later, and here's the ending of the whole gameplay.
This could be it. Here's the chance. He's still got an opportunity here after the goalkeeper parried it. That looked painful. That's a pulled muscle, I think. On the ball now, but definitely looking the worse for wear. In midfield, they've got it back via an interception. Well read by Xavi. It's finished level here at the final whistle.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Have a safe journey.
Well, that was one of the games that we've seen together, Alan. It's absolutely fabulous. Now, I don't think anyone deserved to lose.
No, I don't think so, and we'll remember this for quite a while. Sometimes you're at the car park and you've forgotten it. Not this one.